Hi and welcome, I'm Joy and this is my channel Yoga with Joy. Lovely to have you here. So this is day 7 of our moon series and it is roughly around the first quarter, today and tomorrow, in between. So our moon is waxing and we're really in the springtime part of the month. So if you're doing this with your menstrual cycle, then it will be, as you're coming out into your maiden and the springtime, and the element is air for this time roughly. I really hope you enjoy it, and basically just grab a mat and see you in a moment.
La luna llena, la luna llena, la luna llena, la luna.
We'll start seated for this one, and make yourself comfortable. So I'm going to put a blanket underneath my sit bones and start with your eyes closed. Really drop into how you are today, how you're feeling on this time of the month. So it's around about the first quarter of the moon. Today, tomorrow. Tap into that rising energy, whether it's following your own menstrual cycle, whether it's following the moon. Feeling of coming out of the winter into the spring. The sap is rising. Then begin to deepen your breath. So you're very gently deepening the inhale. And then very softly lengthening the exhale. You can start to engage your Ujjayi breath. A gentle throaty breath. And as you breathe, imagining the light coming back to the night. So the moon is about its halfway point. And so from the dark nights comes light as we move closer to full moon. And notice as you breathe in how there's a lengthening from your sit bones right up around your hips, your abdomen, your rib cage, chest, around the back of the neck, the shoulders. Feeling that lengthening to the crown of the head. And notice with every exhale the gentle softening of your shoulders, your arms, Notice how your brow relaxes. Notice the softening around your hips, your legs, your hands. And taking one more breath. And then gently open the eyes. We'll start today with a little bit of movement in the neck, so looking over your side, exhale and inhale forward, and exhale over to the other side. Just a couple of times, in your own time, at your own pace. That's great. And then we'll move the head down to the side, drop the shoulders, relax. Inhale up. And then to the other side. Soften the neck. And then up. And take a look down. So looking between your legs. And then look up. And very gently just see what it's like to go back a little bit. So it might be that you only go tiny bit back, or it might be that you're someone who likes to go back quite far, but just really take it slowly and gently, careful, the back of your neck. And then up to center. That's wonderful, great. Taking a few rotations of the shoulders forward. And backwards. That's great, nice. Wonderful, and maybe have another little move out of the neck from side to side. Any stiffness that's been there, and then shake out the hands over to the side and above. Great, okay, good. Wonderful. So we're going to come into deer pose. I like to have a blanket rolled up handy for me because to prop my hip up, so you might want to do the same, blanket or a block or something. So with deer pose, we've got the right leg going back and the left leg coming in front, like this. So it's really comfortable for some people, and then not so much for other people. So see how you are with it. It helps me to have the blankets because it's less comfortable for me. So we'll start by gently moving around in Brahmanaka. So inhaling forward, exhaling back in circles. So imagining our moonlight circle on the ceiling. As we move in this way, lovely. Take a few of these circles and then the other way. So remember your deep breath, lovely, gentle breath, imagining the waves on the ocean with the breath. Through the nose, nice. And then spiraling inwards until you come to seated. Fantastic. And then a little bit of rocking forwards and backwards. Inhale forward, exhale back. That's wonderful. So in your own time, so really feeling the movement is from the hips here, but you're slightly moving your thoracic spine as well, like this. So you can even put hand behind. Sometimes I like to do that and just feel what I'm moving. And then coming to stillness. Lovely, good. Okay, so placing the left hand down and the right hand over into the side stretch. Inhale up, exhale over. Lovely. Perfect. Inhale up, exhale over, then inhale up and over to this side again. One more time. And over to the left side, so your left hand is down, and then moving the right hand down. I'll just release my hip, the blanket, and we're coming into this forward fold. So it's a bit like a pigeon, but it's just we're forward folding down, so it's stretching out the hips. So you might be up here, or you might be finding you want to come further down into the hip stretch. Inhale up. I'll keep it a bit flowing. Exhale down. Only go as far down as feels comfortable for you. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Wonderful. Inhale up and then exhale down, and then start to walk around. So we're taking a bit of a circle around, folding forward. That's great. And then bring yourself back up. Prana Mudra, opening up, lovely. And then the hands down to the heart. Fantastic. Then place your left hand down again, right hand on the hip, on the right hip. And we're just going to kind of undulate the hip, lifting it off the mat, stretching out your right hip as you rock it. Lovely, that's great. Wonderful, gentle breaths. And feel the loosening of any tightness around your glute muscles, the muscles in the lower back that connect to your hip. Wonderful. And then releasing down, keeping the left hand down. I'm going to lift up into a smaller stargazer, so you've got your bent leg still behind. Stretch up, reaching up, and then plucking a star from the sky and bringing it down to earth. Wonderful, lovely. Okay, so let's bring the legs out in between sides, and let's have a little bit of a move from side to side, stretching out our legs. Exhaling over the side, inhaling up. Fabulous. Okay. And point and flex the feet. And then circling the feet around. Nice. And then the other way. Fantastic. That's good. Okay. So we're going to come into deer pose on the other side. And we'll start with our Brahmanaka. So inhale forward, exhaling back. So keeping this movement nice and steady. It was quite different from when you do it in a cross-legged posture, because your left hip, the hip of the foot that's going back, will lift a little bit. So just be careful if you find that it aches your hip a little bit. Just be gentle with your hip. Oh, and the other way. And go at your own pace. So if you're feeling a little bit more energetic now because the sap's rising, and the the moon is waxing. You can speed up a little bit if you wish, or keep it really mellow and shanty. And then coming back to center by spiraling in. Lovely. And then taking the flowing movement, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Wonderful, that's great. And then gently back to center. I'm just going to move over a bit so I've got a bit more room on this side. And then from here we'll place the right hand down and the left hand over. Come into the side stretches. Lovely. And then over to the left side. And then coming to the right side. And we're moving forward. So we're looking at the mat, maybe releasing the blanket and coming into your mermaid pigeon hybrid. So inhaling and then gently exhaling, and it might be that you're coming a bit further forward. See how that is for you. You can inhale up, keep it flowing. Exhale. Inhale up and exhale, folding forward. Lovely. Inhaling up. That's great. And then folding forward and moving around. So you're getting a nice stretch of the hip and the lower back. And then coming up. Bringing yourself back up. Prana mudra. That energy mudra. And then hands together and then down to the heart. Lovely. Place the right hand down again. And then we're going to rock the left hip. So keeping it nice and steady. Really loosening up an area of the body that can become quite restricted and tense. And if this is wonderful if you're a woman or are connected to being a woman, then this can be really good for womb yoga as well, but it's also fantastic for men. It's just kind of keeping our womb health in little, like tending to our womb health, let's say. And that for men too. So that will be your health of your hormones as well, keeping it flowing. And then back to center, that's great. Keeping the right hand down and coming up into this mini stargazer, stretching out. And deep breath. Then you stretch out the body and then taking the star from the sky and bringing it down to earth. Lovely, wonderful. That's great. So let's bring the hands behind and let's have a little rock out from side to side of the knees. Lovely, good. And the hips feel nice and loose now. That's great. And so we'll come for a moment on into our cat with the hands below the the shoulders and the knees below the hips. And we'll start with a bit of a flowing cat. So inhale forward, exhale back, lifting up Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor as you come back and down. Inhaling up. Exhale, scooping up the abdomen and the pelvic floor. Inhale up. Exhale. A nice flow of this body. And then back to center. And then we'll lift up the right arm and thread it through. So it's a bit of thread the needle coming down onto your right shoulder. Lift up the left hand or the left arm up towards the sky. If you feel like that's too much for your arm, you can place the hand down with the fingers pointing towards your face. Your hand at a right angle. That's fine. And if you wish to, you can bring the hand behind and tuck it into your thigh or just onto your sacrum. Lifting up the arm again if it's not already and placing it down if it's not already. And then coming up. Wonderful. That's great. Lift up the left arm and then thread it through so you're on your left shoulder. Remember, you can have your hand by your face with the fingers towards your face. Or lifting up the arm. Breathe into this twist. And then you can tuck the arm behind you somewhere. You can also place it on your sacrum if you wish. Then lift up the arm. Place it down towards your head and then back up into cat. And then have a little flow from side to side. Okay, so coming to stillness and placing the hands a little bit further forward. Turn around the toes. I'm bringing a slight strengthening one here. So lifting up the knees and just hover for a moment. So you're strengthening the legs, strengthening the abdomen, so really tucking in your tummy, protecting your lower back. And then easing back into half downward dog. So you've got bent knees. And then lifting up into an acute dog, so really high on tiptoes, stretching out the front of the thighs. And then exhaling down into the full expression of Ardha Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. And you can walk out your heels. Enjoy the hamstring stretch. Enjoy the shoulders and arms and the back stretch. That's wonderful, that's great. And then lowering the knees down. Coming into an upward cat. And then coming back into seated. And we're just going to move through seated down onto the mat with the blanket for Savasana. Let's have that nice and handy. But first, let's just have a little moment in this Dandasana forward fold. So this is Dandasana here, the staff posture. But we'll move through to a kind of flowing Paschimottanasana. So inhaling up, exhaling down. So it might be you only just go a little bit down, that's fine. You might need to bend your knees as well. Really enjoy the flow. This being the springtime of the month, and the time of the month that's air. So we've got a bit of a flow going on with our air. It's coming into that. Let's open up the chest and the arms and come down. It might be it's just to here, and that's fine. You really don't need to go all the way down. That's lovely, stretching out. Nice. Okay, opening up, and then the hands behind, and we'll make our way down into Savasana. So I'm going to put my blanket on, but actually what we need to do, be really nice to do, you can do it with your blanket on, or you can just do it without it on, or you can just bring the knees in and have a little rock around. Stretch out the back. And just rocking the knees around. That's lovely. And then the other way. Perfect. Then releasing down. So you're in the relaxation posture, resting here. Full, deep relaxation. So remember that there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. Feeling yourself bathed in the energy and the light of the moon. Your whole body can fully surrender and relax. You're held and supported by this earth. Your body's held and supported by yourself. So the Mother Earth, this wonderful planet we live on, supports and nourishes, provides for us. But really we look after ourselves. Being connected to the whole of nature and remembering that we are part of nature. And we're nurturing ourselves as part of nature. So really knowing this, we can relax completely because we're fully held and supported by everything, including ourselves, because we're interchangeable and interconnected with nature, with the planet, with the universe. Full, deep relaxation. And then, of course, you're welcome to carry on resting here. If you're joining me, you can roll onto your side and moving up gently into a seated position. Make yourself comfortable. And really just connecting with yourself again for a moment. Connecting with your breath. Touching again with how you're feeling today. How this moon journey is for you. Then bring the hands to the heart center. We'll complete the practice with our Om vibration together. And thank you so much for joining me. It's wonderful to have you on this 30-day moon series. So nice. And I'm loving all your comments and messages on social media, and I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do. And say hello on the comments below and all of the rest of that stuff. So, yeah, look forward to day 8 tomorrow. See you then. If you'd like to become a member of this channel, then you can just click the join button below and it will show you the exclusive membership perks. It'll be so lovely to have you on board. Namaste.